This is Jackie with In the Key of Change, and I'm here with JB and Dustin from August Burns Red here at Dallas's South by So What Festival. We were sort of joking off camera, but it's been a very long time since I've interviewed you guys. Your last release, last year's Rescue and Restore, why was it so important to deviate from the norm? And by the way, thank you for deviating from the norm.
There you go. That's the reason right there. I mean, people get sick of the same thing over and over, so we've been a band for a little while now, so it's kind of important for us to stay interested in what we're doing, to continue to, I hate saying to grow as a band because every band says that, but we want to grow as a band and push the metalcore scene in a little bit of a new direction if we can, because it's getting pretty repetitive, if you will. So
Breakdown. Breakdown.
Right. Singing chorus breakdown. Here we go. All right.
I think I answered my own question too, but yeah. And you mentioned you have been together for a minute, over 10 years now.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah. What do you think are some of the secrets to your band's longevity?
Oh my. Well, I think what you were just talking about, like stuff like that, keeping it new and interesting has a big role in it. Because you can't release, like, say we did Messengers, every record. Oh, sorry, my phone is going off. Record after record. If we release the same record, then there's not going to be any growing in that. So I think the main key to our longevity was doing things new, stepping outside of the box, and bringing in new sounds to the metal genre.
Breakdown.
Breakdowns. Yeah, you got to have breakdowns to keep going.
Well, different kinds. That's a different kind of breakdown. That's okay. Have you begun writing the follow-up to that? Are you always writing? What's sort of your process?
Yeah, I wrote a little bit for the next record. I have 2 songs done and some ideas for some other ones. I definitely am not always writing. I think that we all collectively get a little burned out after we finish a new full length. But I mean, Rescue and Restore came out like 9 months ago, so we've had time to kind of recharge our juices, if you will. So I'm starting to get back into it, and I think we will all get a little bit more focused on that after the tour we're doing right now in the spring.
It's harder to write on tour, too, I think. Sit down and jam for a while, and even if you don't really have space for it either. You can't take up the back lounge in the bus to do that. So we really don't write on the road. Because if we're not moving, we're sitting, playing shows on the road, so I don't know. I don't think I've ever written stuff on the road before.
What sort of things inspire you guys now?
As far as to push forward as a band and write stuff?
Or personally?
I guess one of my biggest inspirations as far as writing new music is to try to be different, I guess, and that kind of gets back to what we were saying already. That's sort of my biggest goal, and I still listen to what other bands are doing, and someone releases a new song, I'll check it out, and sometimes I'm just thinking to myself, this is exactly the opposite of what I want to do with the new album. It gives me fuel to continue to try to do things a little differently. Not that we're reinventing the wheel, but you know what I mean, just trying to have our own little niche, I guess, in this scene.
And it sounds like it's better to evolve than to completely transform.
Yeah, I think so as well. We don't want to alienate people who have liked what we've done in the past, and we like what we've done in the past too. So, that's a great way to put it, just to evolve. I like that.
Feel free to use it again.
I will.
Until earlier this morning, but March is Metal Month.
Oh, I didn't know. I did see that. We can pick up Rescue and Restore for $7.99 because it's Metal Month. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, more importantly,
we were just told that our record is available for cheaper because it's Metal Month.
99 is not wrong. But as you're not the youngest. What are some sort of old school metal albums that kids check out?
Oh, Dustin, you probably know more old school stuff than I do. How old school are we talking?
And what? Yeah.
Really good metal maybe you grew up on, or maybe metal that you don't think kids now are really exposed to?
Death. Dustin loved Death when you were coming up.
Sounding like, I can't remember what year. It was like 2001, probably even no, it was like 90s. The latest. No, I mean, okay, maybe it wasn't that. I forget. It was definitely 90s, but I feel like their last record was like 2001 or somewhere around there.
That question for Dustin and I is we came up listening to punk, so I don't have any good metal albums to give you because I didn't listen to any like old metal albums.
I haven't heard it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, that's not. It's not. I don't have that on my iPod.
Doesn't mean it doesn't exist as good music. Jesus.
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I just.
Now you've gotten me.
Perseverance.
Okay. And something else that's coming back that, for good, bad, or indifferent, are cassette tapes.
They're coming back.
That's gonna try. 8 tracks.
No. 8 tracks.
Wait, 8 tracks will be next, followed by Laserdisc.
It's like.
It's like a big cassette.
Why would you want to bring back a format that sounds way crazy? Inconvenient to play. I know, like, LPs and stuff are a real big deal right now, and that's great. And at least you have that cool piece of art with it. Your cassette's this big. I'm not.
When are we gonna do a cassette tape?
I don't really know.
Bands like to do it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not suggesting. You guys have toured the world time and time again. How do you find time to do other things such as drum clinics and signings for charity?
I mean, yeah, we've gone to like Australia and Europe, the UK on this so far this year, but we have a lot of time off. Honestly, it's not like we're like traveling all the time. It's actually, I think this year's actually pretty light compared to other years we've been touring. So, JB?
On the road, there's a lot of downtime at this point because we're fortunate enough to have a crew that does a lot of the legwork for us, freeing us up to do other things like in stores and whatnot. So if we were just like, if we weren't doing that kind of stuff, we'd just be sitting around on the bus all day, and we would drive each other crazy, honestly. It's important to stay somewhat active on the road. So there's certainly time to do things like that. And like Dustin said, we do have time at home, and we try to take advantage of that time as well.
Am I correct?
Yeah, all of those. I think every Soundwave signing was for different charitable organizations.
And entertainment band support. So what are some of the charities that you like to help out?
There's a charity called Heifer Project International that's one that I guess the church I grew up with it was a popular charity within that church, and basically what they do is give animals like cows and goats and stuff to needy families, often in Africa, and they can milk it or whatever, and then eventually butcher it. It's kind of like it gives in multiple ways, but it helps people in places who are obviously less fortunate. I think that's a really cool one, personally.
I don't have any that come to mind. Honestly, we were talking about so many different ones because we were trying to put something together, but I don't have any that come to mind, honestly.
Well, then I'll put you on the spot if you guys are willing to donate a signed poster, a signed T-shirt, a signed CD, or anything. We put it for sale. We put it for sale, and it goes to Music Drives Us, which is a charity out of Boston that gives supplies and therapies to Boston area kids.
That's actually one of your favorite charities, isn't it, Dustin?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
There you go. That's funny.
So you mentioned that this is excellent. So this is the first day of your tour, but what's next? What else? What does the rest of the year entail?
We have a couple weeks throughout the summer. We're not really doing much throughout the summer. Doing stuff in the U.S. like some festivals and like shows in between those. And then we head to Europe again in August, and nothing really after that we're talking.
Well, nothing maybe touring wise, but we're going to be writing and recording a new album this year. So that's kind of the big thing coming. Yeah. That'll be what we're working towards during our downtime. At the end of the year, we're going to shack up in the studio for a while and figure something out.
So shack up with some August Burns Red for Metal March, or Metal Month rather, and make sure you pick up a copy of Rescue and Restore if you haven't already.